the bears show up. So we'll take a look at the chart, take a look at the market, and see what we should expect moving into Monday. Okay, so let's get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for May 15th, 2020. Q's up 0.65 here. SPY up 0.46. Coming into today, we talked about the importance of what was setting up here, which was an hourly sell setup. We were running up into the declining 20 MA, and this morning we gapped down, moved lower a little bit, and did trigger the hourly just by a little bit here. And then since then, it's been mostly a grind higher. We did see an attempt there when we retested the lows in the morning. We did see an attempt here to kind of start some bearishness, or at least to start a downtrend. But you can see here closing up here at the top instead. Okay, so what does that mean? That means going into Monday, unless we get some kind of gap down, something significant like that, or we move up and then immediately get rejected and come back in and fail on this daily buy setup, as we discussed yesterday, we're going to be back to bullish. Okay, now we've been neutral, waiting for this sell setup to materialize and follow through. Just because we've seen this trend break. Now, this trend break here did seem more severe than this one or this one. But as the market has just been in this uptrend, can't argue with that. This is making higher highs and higher lows, and that the 20 MA is pointing up and the daily is grinding higher, staying above the 20 MA here. All of these things point to bullish, right? And that may seem a bit in contrast to the potential kind of economic situation. But you know, the chart is what it is, and the market is also telling us that it remains bullish for now. Okay, so barring any kind of change here, and that would be like a gap down on Monday, or we immediately get sold hard and have a trend day on Monday to the downside. Just a quick big reversal from what is going on for the last couple days. We are going to be bullish on Monday. Okay, so bullish on Monday, barring any kind of big gap down or immediate at the open sell-off. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking for Monday. Okay, if any of those things happen, we start looking for some kind of place to initiate the bearish bias. Otherwise, bullish on Monday. All right, let's talk about today's plays here in the morning. I only gave you numbers on one thing here. That was the CVET here right off the bat at the open. If you've watched some of my videos on strategies that I trade, then you'll immediately recognize this here. And that is the same strategy as the CCC that we played on this day, right? And that is the gap bully, reversing the gap down here. And same thing with the CVET. We played the other one on a 15-minute breakout. This was a 1-minute base breakout, okay, and ran about 4 hours there on the CVET, okay, on the base breakout. So there was one. Actually, the numbers were on this one right here. And it was also a 5-minute 1, 2, 3 here on the CVET. Okay, so base breakout right here, and you see one inside bars, and then off it goes. So that was the only play from me in the morning, and the only play from Sammy there. That was the real impressive move up there, and that was to the long on the SAVA breakout there. This is a mega gap. Okay, so mega gaps leave the rest of the chart more or less irrelevant. These huge gap down. It's not just about size, but it's also leaving behind, really gapping to a place with not a lot of reference points. How relevant is all this after it's already made this move up from 1 to 10? not really that relevant. These traders who participated here, right, are not really going to be doing the same that were involved in this move before. And then we have this gap down today, opened at 170. And so that was a really nice long there on the SAVA this morning. That was the only call from Sammy there at the open. So, I thought it was a pretty quiet day. I thought the gaps list was pretty weak. And then really, I know the Qs has been refusing to go down. But really, when we look at the bar here on the Qs, not that big of a bar. Even more of a tighter range there on the SPY. So I didn't think it was all that exciting of a day, but that's okay. That's on a day like today, we can be a little bit more picky, and that may be the case moving forward. Doesn't have to be, or not something that I'm hoping for. I like when we have a lot of opportunities and a lot of things to trade, but we're winding down earnings season. So with that being the case, the gaps list is going to be shorter, and so we're going to have less probably good gaps to work with. Okay, so in the weeks to come, definitely saw a drop off today in the number of gaps and the number of names reporting. So I expect that next week will be even lighter as far as gaps go. But if the market starts moving, that'll still provide us plenty of opportunities. Or even on a day like today, which was a pretty kind of range-bound day. You can see the range here today, kind of small in comparison to what we got the last few days, and maybe more par for the course of what we got for the last couple of weeks. There's still going to be opportunities. Okay, so maybe just consider that you want to focus on high quality as much as possible. Okay, all right, guys. Hope you did well this week and have a great weekend. I will talk to you on Monday.